All right, what's up guys? We're gonna go over how to fix and prevent shoulder impingement. Talking about what shoulder impingement is first, we're gonna look at our shoulder as a socket, right? So we're basically our shoulders like this, and in a good position, what I mean by a good position is when our shoulders are back and down, okay? We're gonna be in a position to we can raise our arms within that circle, that range of motion in here, okay? When we don't have good posture, when our shoulders get into the habit of being in the wrong spot, typing all the time, reading all the time, being on our phones all the time, you see how that rolls our shoulder forward. What that does is it basically takes our shoulder joint and turns it this way. So that now, anytime we try to lift our arm or do our arm in this motion coming up, we're now hitting, right? The bone is hitting the bone, muscles, ligaments getting impinged. That's where shoulder pain comes from, what we call shoulder impingement, okay? So when our shoulders roll forward, then we can't lift our arm, we can't do our arm things here that allow full range of motion. So if we fix our shoulder position, see, just by changing my shoulder position, my arm automatically goes up because that's where it's naturally supposed to be. I'm not impinging anything here, I'm not getting anything tight, I'm not going against where my bone structure wants me to go. So, bad position, good position, okay? This is what we're gonna work on. What happens is with our normal day-to-day posture, we tend to do this all the time and we have weak back muscles, weak scapula, weak shoulders, and that allows that position, that forward rolling of the shoulders to happen. So we're gonna work on exercises to help pull our shoulders back, learn what that position back and down actually means, all right? And then develop the strength and hopefully maintain the strength and the habit of staying in good posture to allow the shoulders to work the way they're supposed to work. All right, so the first thing we want to talk about is what does it mean to say shoulders back and down. I'm going to set up a band here, we're going to do a little drill and talk about hopefully a visual that you can see when your shoulders are actually moving. It's also an exercise you can do to help strengthen and reinforce the movement of the position, all right? All right, what we're looking at here is a basic setup with the band. The band is anchored high because I'm going to be pulling down. And what's going to happen is I'm going to get here, I'm going to get on my knees, I'm going to reach up tall, and I'm going to use my shoulders to do all the work. And you're going to see that what that shoulder position looks like. I'm going to turn my back to the camera, all right? So you can see my shoulders. Okay, I'm going to get underneath, keep my rib cage down and tight. I'm going to reach up to the band. Okay, so now my arms stay straight. My shoulders are stretched way up here, right? My shoulders are as close to my ears as possible. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull with my shoulders down and try to get them away from my ears. Up to the ears, down away from the ears. This is what we mean by back and down. I'm pulling my shoulders down like I'm trying to put them in my back pocket. The only thing moving is my shoulders. Okay, trying to keep my arms straight. This is really a basic beginner level exercise drill that you can do to work on understanding what that shoulder motion is supposed to be. You can do reps like this, up and down a few times. You can come down and hold for like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count, and then relax and come back down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and relax. So this is a great exercise that you can do to work on just working those shoulders and understanding what it means to pull your shoulder blades into a proper position in your back. Okay, that's going to help build the motion so you understand what it feels like, as well as develop the muscles and the strength to hold it in position over time, okay? So that's the first drill that you're going to work on when you're trying to improve your shoulder pain. If you have shoulder impingement, improve your posture in general, right? The second thing that we're going to do is called banded face pulls, okay? Again, you're going to have the band up here, okay, anchored high, and you're going to step back. And I'm going to move this camera so you can kind of see from the side a little bit. All right, and I'll step to the side as well. Okay, so you have the band, arms outstretched in front of you. I'm going to pull apart and back at the same time. Bring the band to my face. Okay, notice my arms are going out as I pull back. I'm not collapsing in here and pulling and bending my elbows and pulling the band to my face. When I do that, I'm not using any of my shoulders in my back. We're trying to focus on shoulders and back. If I do this, Notice how my arms aren't really moving, I'm just bending at the elbow, okay? That's just working my biceps, it's not really doing anything for my back. What I wanna do is I wanna try to pull apart and back at the same time. So I'm pulling apart and back at the same time. I should have a 90-degree angle here, okay? My arm's on in here like this, my arm's on out here like this. Straight ahead, pull back, okay? Right, the more you choke up on the band, the harder it's gonna be. Okay, arms are outstretched. I'm pulling apart and back at the same time. Apart and back at the same time. Apart and back at the same time, okay? Sets of 10, 15, 20 of those. It should burn in the shoulders, you should feel it in your back. If you're not feeling it in your back, then you just adjust something. Usually it means you're not pulling out enough to the side, okay? That's the second exercise. We've got shoulder pull downs and we got banded face pulls, all right? Another thing you can do to work on that with a band, to work on strengthening your scapula, strengthening your upper back, to improve your posture and reduce impingement pain, okay, is pretty simple banded face pulls. This is a similar motion, but a little bit different in that you're gonna have your arms outstretched and all you're doing, keeping your wrist as tight as possible, you're going to pull apart and pull back as far as you can, squeezing the very center of your back together. Okay, it's like you're taking your shoulder blades and you want to try to make them touch in the back every single time, all right? So from the front, okay, arms outstretched, shoulders back and down. Don't do it from here. That's not the position we want to reinforce. Shoulders back and down, and then just pull apart as far as you can. Notice my wrists aren't bending. I'm not letting my wrist come in like this. I'm not bending my arms and pulling. Keep your arms straight, lock your wrists in position, and pull back. Okay, same as the other ones, 10 to 15 to 20 reps at a time. It should burn. You should feel this in the center of your back. If you notice my back, right, shoulders back and down, I'm pulling, squeezing my shoulder blade together, come apart, squeeze my shoulder blade together, okay? That's the third exercise you can do. You got shoulder pull downs, banded face pulls, banded pull apart. You're pulling it apart, okay? Then the next thing we can do without a band, actually, you know what? We'll do one more with a band. We're gonna put this about shoulder level. Okay? And then what I'm gonna do, make sure that we have enough space here to get all of this on the video. All right, I'm gonna pull back here. What I'm gonna do, this is what's called external rotation exercise. So externally rotating, I'm gonna rotate from down to up, pulling on the band. So I'm gonna have my arm here, I'm gonna pull back till the arm is out to the side. I now have 90 degrees, all right? Then from here, I'm gonna try to keep my elbow in place here and pull up. Okay, keeping my elbow in place, pull up. Right, so I'm just rotating my arm 90 degrees, from forward to up, trying to keep my elbow in place. Okay? External rotation, that's another part of shoulder impingement, is when your arm starts turning in. When your shoulder turns in, your arm starts turning in, and we want to work on turning it back out to make sure we maintain shoulder position, okay? So, pull your arm back 90 degrees, keep it up 90, this is all 90 degrees. 90 degrees here, 90 degrees here, and then you're going from straight in front to up 90 degrees there. Okay? Again, same thing, 5, 10, 15, 20 reps. Do it till it burns. It shouldn't be super hard, but it should be challenging as you get to the end of your sets of reps, okay? All right, the last exercise we're going to talk about that does not require a band is something called IYT, right? This is a body weight exercise. You just use your arms. Okay, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna stand, you're gonna bend over into this kind of half bent position. Make sure you're using your hips, you're not using your lower back. Your back should be flat, okay? You're gonna take your arms, put your thumbs forward, and just lift your arms as high as you can without lifting your body. The idea is to isolate everything, so the only thing working is your shoulders. Come up, you should feel this squeeze tight in your shoulders. Come up as high as you can. The idea, you're trying to get to a straight line from your hand all the way down to your hip. That's what you're trying to get to, is a straight line. Just like you're standing overhead, you have a straight line from your hand all the way down from your hip. You want to try to get to that same position while you're bent over, straight line, okay? So if you can only get to here, then you know you have some work to do. You want to try to be able to get all the way up here, okay? Shoulders down, lift up, Come back down. That's I's. I's are straight up. Then we have Y's. You're gonna come out to an angle a little bit, 45-degree angle. Do the same thing. Shoulders down, come up to the side. Halfway between straight overhead and straight out to the side, 45-degree angle. And then T's are the same thing. Keep your palms forward. Your thumbs are out now. Shoulders back and down, and then come out to the side. This one's similar to the banded pull-aparts, but you're just using the weight of your arms and focusing on squeezing the shoulder blades together. Okay? Doing those exercises, I would recommend at least 3 times a week, is gonna go a super long way in helping you relieve shoulder pain and improve your ability to move your shoulders without getting injured. All right, hopefully that helps. As always, if you have questions, let me know. See you soon.